Oh, why are you trying to upstage me here with the hairdo, dog? What's going on?
What do you mean?
That is some voluptuous hair, man. What's going on here?
You're looking great, too. I don't know what you're talking about. Two handsome men here on the set. We also got two amazing teams fresh to the fight. Some crew battles action to you. What you know about that, Zip?
Ah, man, I'm ready to see what's going on, man. Last time that I did one of these, high school leagues, especially for IEN, the teams really brought their A game. This is one of those games that I say, if you watch pro level play, if you watch collegiate play, if you watch these high school leagues, you're always going to get practiced and mindful players. They're going to really care about the craft. And so I'm looking to see some really, really good matches coming up on the docket.
We got University HS up against Bremen Senior HS, and we got the lineups as well. Keep in mind, 4v4 crew battles. Now, this adds a bit of intrigue. It's a best of 3 in these crew battle series. There's a lot that can happen in just one stock, because one stock can mean so much when, after a game, that percentage resets. Stock tanking becomes all the more valuable, and the matchups and the rosters also become a very important wrinkle to consider in the game. 1v1s are all well and good, and that's what these crew battles are consisting of, but sometimes rock beats paper, rock beats scissors, but scissors can still cut paper. So one player that slots up against another, depending on the player matchup and also just the mental capacity they have going in, can very much result in different stakes. Right now, the stakes involve the Snake versus BHS on the Lucina. Kong up against them.
Right. It's been a while since I've worked on Smash, man. This matchup, isn't it supposed to be in Lucina's favor?
Well, she does have the disjoints, certainly, but Donkey Kong's arms are so big they might as well be swords themselves, putting them to good use so far. The Zero to Death is a hot start here for our friends on Snake's side. Let's see if they can make more happen. The issue I'm seeing already, EHS has got to stop jumping at disadvantage because you're instantly robbing yourself of evasive options.
Yeah, just getting clipped by the run attack over and over and over. Almost got the charge smash, but good stoppage there. Interruption coming in from Bremen. Now we're in the neutral again. Now, all right, I want to see if this is where we can get some footing here. It's been pure dominance coming on from the Donkey Kong, and there it is again, the up special into the side air, forward air, if you will, and it's going to take out the second stock. Oh my goodness, this is a steamroll so far. Oh no!
Oh, okay. I mean, you know what? You know what happened? They knew that the stream got delayed a little bit, so our friend the Lucino's like, I'll help y'all out, make up some lost time. Takes a quick dip off the side of the stage, and SD is the unfortunate way to end. And again, you know what that means in a crew battle format? Even though Lucina worked so hard to get that 40%, it means Jack Diddly Squat. DK comes in with a clean bill of health.
Definitely, yeah. He's going to have all 3 stocks going into this next one, and that means a lot, I promise you. I mean, you set your team up with a lead like this, it's kind of rough. You're going to need one of your players to put on a show to start bringing you guys back. I know it's one player, but that's still 3 full stocks that they have to run through to even tie up the set.
Well, hold on. What do you answer back one player with 3 stocks with? One player with 6 stocks, kind of, if you include the fact that we had Nana and Popo joining them on the side. Now, I believe these teams are playing online. Ice Climbers can be rather difficult to land some of the more complicated desync combos in that virtual fashion, so we're going to have to find out how they fare.
Character to watch, very fun character to play. I'm ready to see what he brings to the table as we get up special to get this thing kicking off. He hit the assist, but not the main character. What are their names again?
Nana and Popo, and right now it is looking like an oh no instead. These Kong Tornadoes are very good at separating the two. DK, in fact, has several tools that can isolate each of the climbers, and you're seeing that happen right now. Already you can see them start to dive in, trying to look for the primary climber, and out of free fall, you're going to be very subliminal to the clap.
Man, he's got a large damage lead here. Good forward air. Gonna get a little spikage. And then, oh, okay. I thought he was gonna get a punish on that down air, but didn't quite land. Oh, frozen DK. Not enough damage on him for him to fall too low for the recovery.
DK Frozen 8, man, he's played this game before. He knows exactly what to do when you get the tropical freeze on going. But still, having to answer back with the Kong Tornado right through those icebergs does take down Nana, but Popo still survives for a little longer. How much longer? Well, it's just a matter of when Snake hits the last bear.
And he's that last hit. Goes for an up special again. Didn't commit, right? Could have caught that back roll, and it wouldn't have secured the KO, but definitely would have meant a lot. The down air will secure the dub right there. And now up 1 stock, but at 102%. Forward smash does the job.
You're talking about a lack of committal here. We're seeing a bit of that from BHS's side as well. Those rolls could have easily punished that DK Kong tornado when it's being used in neutral on the ground. It's a very punishable move. You just got to hold that shield and wait for a response. But so far, the response has primarily been that F smash as well as that side B. Getting a bit of damage off, but you can imagine Snake's going to start to adjust.
Yeah, gotta. He's gonna have to, right? So he's gotta. What?
No! They're separated. No way to get the belay going off when you don't have Nana right by your side. Popo is very vulnerable when it comes to recovery. We're seeing the same thing happen. Nana takes one more dive off the stage, and now Popo's also low. Tragic here so far on the side of BHS. At the very least, he's gotten to get one stock off the DK. But the Donkey is still looking to kick you a bit further, trying to go for these really risky F smashes, but very liable to do so. You've quite literally cut down half the damage that BHS can deal out, and they're going to be able to just end it with one last fair spike. Snake continues to lurk in the bushes. Overall, quite the impressive performance so far. You can't really ask for more. Especially with a DK. You know, when you have one of these characters that can live for a long time, there's a lot of deception that goes on when it comes to DK. It is rather low rank in terms of competitive. You're not going to see that at your top level majors. However, you can survive for a while, and in a high school format, it can also kill you quite easily. You just get them to 120%, you think that you got the advantage. You are mistaken sorely.
Check. I had a little bit of a connection issue.
Oh,
there.
we back, baby. Don't you worry.
What happened? Yeah, I'm back in the building. That was a little weird, but we're here, and we have Pyramithra. Yep. Off, understanding the ruling. Now, what did I miss? Did they get a second stock, or is it
nope.
Still have two? Oh,
that's
my
it. Donkey Kong shrugs, but they're certainly certain that they have that second stock still in tow. It's going to be the Raven up against our friend Cheesy, who's been playing this DK so well so far. And again, these neutral, just Kong spins out of the gate are working a lot to pay some big dividends back. But Pyramithra, one of the most effective characters at maintaining that distance. We didn't get to see the Lucina do it. Maybe this time around that changes.
Yeah, we're going to see what's going on. Try to go for a solid edge guard right there. I ain't going to lie. But very good timing on the side of Cheesy. All right, he's gonna get back here into the neutral space. He's definitely getting clipped a lot, and that's exactly what I thought would happen in this matchup. Right, got the range on him and very good damage output with the mobility of the two forms. I thought this would be a little bit rough for him, but still not able to secure the first stock as we get a forward air coming in there. Oh, he tried for the forward smash, and he almost had it to clap.
No. Another ray of punishment, but it's going to find a punish on the way back down. These Kong tornadoes have been doing too much. It is interesting we have not seen Cheesy decide to yeet anyone off the stage. You have the Donkey Kong cargo throw. Instead, they opt for the fist rather than the palm. And BHS get down one more stock.
Okay, there we go. And cleaning it up right afterwards. Unfortunately, losing that stock first, you would hope that you could get you a good two stock on him without having to lose a stock. But as long as you get this one and you go to the next game with your two stocks instead of the unfortunate not having three, you would still be in a good position to try to bring your team back in this. But we'll see what Cheesy says. He's gonna put some damage on. Wow, armored through at the beginning and came through and still landed the up special. That Donkey Kong World, oh my goodness. I cannot believe that didn't latch.
There's nothing much you could do with that. Unfortunately, the Photon Edge is not the farthest horizontal recovery, and also you just didn't have the verticality. It gets you no ground upwards. Much like DK himself can certainly feel the pain of having that poor recovery once your double jump is expended. 123% here, Cheesy. Certainly liable to get yeeted off by one down air up smash combo, but maybe out of percent range for it. Now they're just going to work to try to build that right back up on top of the Raven and send them soaring up to the sky with their friends.
Dominating the lower ground of this platform, not allowing any spatial recovery. Okay, hold on. Oh, I thought that was a huge punish, but that will be an out of shield down smash. That's a huge punish. Goes for the up smash again, nothing doing, but the run attack will put him in position to close it out, and there it is. This man is cooking.
3 members down, all at the hands of this one gorilla. They always say 100 men versus one gorilla. Who wins? Well, If it's going to be our friend Cheesy Eat playing it, I might take the Gorilla's side. One last player left to stand up against him on the side of BHS. It's going to be Wagons. Now, oftentimes there's a strategy. Who do you have in the back of the wagon? Your anchor. Supposedly, best player in the team. It's going to have to be a heck of a matchup to come all the way back and take down the 3 members on the bench still for our friends on University.
That's the issue, right? Like, you could be the best player, but you're gonna have to deal with 4 separate matchups, and it just might not link up good with your character. I've seen this happen a few times. So, yeah, going with Sonic. Ooh, okay, hold on. Sonic fares well in a good bit of matchups, especially at this level, right? Like, you've got to really understand deeply what Sonic is doing, or he's kind of a noob killer type character.
It depends on if the player operating him is also, of course, a noob himself. Sonic can play very much a camping game, and that's oftentimes the most successful game you're going to see at those top levels of play. However, I will say, high school players, they haven't learned shame yet. Or they actually have learned shame. They have too much shame. Pro players don't. They know that they can use this character as annoyingly as possible, whereas sometimes the high school players, they just want to brawl. And I can already kind of tell just based on the patterns of movement, not relenting on this edge, that it does seem this last player likes to get up and close and personal, and that's just where DK wants you.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be a combo-heavy type Sonic player. Run attack's going to hit, comboing into the forward air. Recovery simple for Sonic.
Oh,
Man
no.
getting punished immediately, a little too antsy to get back on that stage. Go for the jump recovery this time.
Okay. How'd that spin dash there into the back air? Let's go for another one. The homing attack actually does find him at the end. DK's going to have to really play around that shield properly to ensure safety. At the very least, we do know that our friend Wagon has the capability to use those grabs to punish that as well, so not too shabby so far, but you got to get this single stock off without losing any of yours.
Definitely. Losing a stock here is super detrimental. You're already in a bad space.
Oh,
and
no.
I think that will do the stock. Oh, my goodness. That good old tornado has been doing dividends for Cheesy Eat. There we
well,
go,
this
finally.
is what they say. You know, you live by the spin, you die by the spin. Turn this thing around just a little bit. At the very least, you don't get completely swept aside. Sonic makes sure to keep hope alive. But how much damage can you do? That was just the hammer that our friends on University sent to try to soften up the team. Not only is that a hammer, it's like a bazooka. It completely blew a hole in the defense there of Bremen. Now, 3 more members left. If that's who you start with, I'm scared for who's waiting in the back.
I'm telling you, exactly, right? Like, if he did all that for the squad on point, what is their anchor talking about, right? You only have 2 stocks to try to make it all the way there and see if you can see what the anchor has to offer. As we see, Cheesy got himself to 10 KOs consecutively. Amazing.
That's got to feel good. As a DK player, you know, you get the spikes off, you get the big meaty moves. Those counter tornadoes, I will say, still can be worked on a little bit. That's a move that has a significant amount of risk. But it looks like the big body battle continues. Ganondorf next up on the chop.
Okay. Ganondorf
Big
versus
back.
Sonic, right? Like, okay. On paper, Ganondorf should dang near not really be able to hit Sonic. And then,
Correct.
but if he does, a good 3-hit combo can KO Sonic, right? So it's like Tom trying to catch Jerry. Tom never catches Jerry, but when he does, it's almost curtains for the guy in every episode, right? So we're going to get in here and see what kind of cat and mouse game we're going to see.
Ooh, the parry already indicates to me that this could be a lot of trouble here. If you recognize Sonic's attack timings, you're going to find yourself in a great spot.
Ooh.
Consistently now parrying this homing attack. That shows to me it's not a fluke, it's a pattern.
Definitely. Yeah, he understood. He understands the assignment. 2 parries in a row, and he used the forward special to catch him out of the roll attempt. The charge right there, that could have been huge.
His foot. The stage control off. Not the wizard punch! Oh, the warlock punch right into Sonic's face. That is a disgusting blow, not only to the stock count, but also the morale of our friends on BHS.
Wow. I cannot believe he landed that. In tournament play, I can count on one hand the amount of times I've seen that land.
That is tragic there. An easy stock take there for our friends on UHS. Just trying to sweep up the last now, but hold on. Sonic's doing a good job trying to get the recovery. It was a bit too high for the last one. That's down tilt. The back there. Grabs the stage control back into Flame Choke is a bit too hasty to get back on the mark. Not too shabby here from the Sonic, and they be able to keep things alive as Wagon.
I like he immediately changed his game plan, right? He saw, okay, he parried me twice. I can't go to the game plan, go to the well that I was drinking from. He's going for new tactics, and he's really playing on the fact that Ganondorf has no good recovery. He's going to make a good play right here. Oh, I don't think he wanted that back air. I don't think he wanted that back
Oh,
air.
no!
Nonetheless, oh my goodness.
That is the most risky attempt to try to challenge that F smash. I don't know why we're challenging F smashes all day, but apparently that just seems to be the way. As everyone just says, F smash, that looks tasty. Let me try to eat that real quick. A flame choke is not going to have the range to contest that big, fat hedgehog fist. That means that our friend Wagon lives to fight another day.
Okay. All right. He's heating up. He's going into the next one. This is the third opponent on the table. We got Sonic the Hedgehog really running it back for his team.
Well, if there's anything Sonic can do, it's, of course, run things back, forward, any which way. Maroon 77, third up here for our friends on the side of University High School. I'm curious if the theme continues. Patterns, a word that we mentioned earlier, and a pattern that we've seen so far is that these super heavyweights are what's preferred, and also what can be very effective in crew battles, again, especially at these lower levels of competitive play, where living longer just matters. The longer your stock takes to tank, then that means you have more chances to bring a fresh stock in the next game. But no, it's a bit lighter, a bit more of a featherweight, you might even say. The One-Wing Angel makes its debut.
You know, it's so funny to me. Like, I don't know how why is he considered a light character? I feel like once he gets one wing mode, like he takes more to KO, doesn't he?
Not quite in terms of heaviness. He does, though, get abilities to recover a bit more easily. He gets a third jump, much like Ridley or any of the other characters with the wings. So while he might not be heavier in terms of actual weight, he gets super armor to smash attacks. He also gets the ability to jump one more time, which allows his recovery to get a bit more ease to it.
Okay, I actually thought that he got heavier whenever he was in one wing. Okay, all right.
He's broken.
I knew he got the other tools, but I just thought he got heavier too. All right, my fault.
Forward smash.
One stock left
Find
on the table as we're seeing Wagons trying to bring this back for his boys. He's got a lot of damage here to start this off. Parry attempt is going to be very detrimental to the play because if he starts landing any of those, the damage is going to rack up quick and he could just set himself up for an easy, secure KO later on. Nice cancel.
Following the line of Turkey Dinner, trying to perfect shield and parry these homing attacks from the Sonic. Not quite working, but you can easily catch the spin dash with the wide sweeping sight of that up smash. Charges up the flare just to intimidate our friend Wagons that are trying to do something. So far, maintaining composure. Here comes the one wing.
All right. Oh, hold on. That meant a lot. Yeah, it worked out.
Rough.
Made it where he's going to have to recover back to the stage, and he can't grab the side if he goes a little bit too far out. So there it is.
Yeah, when you
nice
use Octo
look here.
Slash, you don't snap to ledge, and unfortunately deciding to commit to that, just try to find the damage. Noticing that you had Wagons trying up that F smash, decided to try to go for a cheeky poke, and yeah, you got the damage off, but you also lost your own life. And you're starting to lose a lot of ground as well. Starting to kind of run away with things. It's been a lot of stage dominance and control so far from the Sonic.
Yeah, he's definitely controlling the mid stage. He's up to 45%.
Oh, no.
That parry will land 116% here. Goes ahead and commits to the Giga Flare this time. Does not land.
Hello once again. He uses his counter quite a bit, and obviously counters can be quite a good crutch to lean on. They can also be a crutch that you depend on a bit too much, and I think if you give it more time, you're going to see that be recognized here, that pattern be acknowledged. Spring to the other side here, but one last smash attack will absolutely be the end of the Hedgehog. Can the hero survive? Oh no, that
That's
Opto Slash. Could be a bit of a rough answer, but not going to kill quite just yet.
I thought that was it. I really wholeheartedly thought that was going to be it. Whiff on the parry there. Out on the side. Octa Slash. He does make it back. Has very good range. We're at the stage here, man. Almost anything will do it. I think even that run attack will KO.
Nice.
He says, I've got something else to say about it. Nice short hop back air. Take out the stock, and now he's going to have a perfect stock, and he will not. And we will see Prunes close it out for his school as he takes out the final stock of Wagons.
University High School is going to be able to take that game one, but once again, it's a best of three. Still a chance here for Bremen to come back. I'm curious if the roster is, one, allowed to change, but if it is, does it? The fact that you have Cheesy on such a formidable start, such a formidable footing for our friends in University to lead off with, it really just puts them in such a dizzying decline in terms of their morale, or in terms of the morale on the team. You've got to imagine it's very frustrating to have 3 of your members go down to only 1 foe.
Yeah, it's got to be rough. You're sitting back there, if you're Wagons, you're just watching your team just dwindle away, putting you in a rough situation. But as the anchor, you've got to know, like, it's your job. You got to look for that to happen and be ready to be the team's everything, right? So it is what it is, but hopefully this time they'll put him in a better situation, or maybe he might not even have to come out. Maybe they saw enough of the Donkey Kong and they're talking it out right now, and they can kind of set themselves up to take a lead to start this one off. It doesn't have to play out like that again.
Thinking about the characters that would do the best, I think you lead with the Aegis combo. That Pyramithra, the Pythra, if you will, can do very well in stopping and stalling that ascent of momentum. I think if you try to at least knock out, that's the difference, is that I don't think a one singular stock was taken off until the Pythra stepped up. That really feels bad. So maybe try to start off with a speed bump. Try to find something that puts a Lego in the foot of that spinning monkey, and then perhaps we can try to go from there. But either way, the Lucina has got to also make sure to step up. So it's, again, that rock, paper, scissors. Maybe if we save the Lucina for a different matchup, it fares a bit better.
Yeah, I think so. You have time to think about it, and you can see they're putting their mind to it. They're going to figure out what they want to do as they go into this next game. Now, actually, let me think about this. Tell me a little something here. Am I wrong in saying that University High doesn't even have to go with the same order of players that they did last time, do they?
I don't think so. Typically in crew battles, you're allowed to switch things around, but if I stare at the rules here, I do believe that you are allowed to change your rosters. Let me check real quick to make sure. They can
change orders.
Yes.
They can change.
Huzzah. And that, again, that opens up the mind games, right? You already bear such a big lead. If I'm University, I'm not changing Jack. Like, why would I? It's already working so effectively. I'm going to force Bremen to find a solution. They don't even need to declare the order out of time, so you can really throw some paranoia into the mix. Is the Donkey Kong going to be the forefront? Is it the Vanguard, or is it waiting in the shadows, ready to take you out when you least expect it?
Yeah, okay. I like it.
Scary stuff. But it does seem we have a lineup here. They don't know. We do. So we can give you the announcement real quick. It's me, Prune, stepping up here. And I do appreciate this, the fact that we also have other members from University that are going to go first. They're going to leave Cheesy as the anchor. They say, buddy, you ate enough, all right? Leave some for the rest of the home squad.
For sure, right? Like, dude, I want to play, man, please. All right, so going in here is going to be Prunes versus the Destroyer. And then we saw both of these players play. Prunes was the last one that closed it out last game, and then we saw that a couple of those Donkey Kong stocks were taken off by this. Actually, it was just one stock was taken off by the Destroyer with Nena and Popo.
Let's find out if they fare any better here. Again, the fact that Sephiroth has such large hitboxes as well as that flare, be able to pick them up off stage. Unfortunate. What we've seen so far from this Ice Climber is that they really struggle with a character who doesn't even need to use any projectiles. And now we have Sephiroth, who's very adept at using that long range as well. So I'm curious what the approach option is. It can't just be the Squall Hammer because it's not working out for you.
Yeah, this matchup is just tough, man, because, I mean, the range that he has, like, what do you do? He commits to the full Giga Play, and it's going to catch Nana.
Oh, God, man.
No, and then the down smash, securing the KO, only at 52% early going. My goodness. He'll be in one wing here in a moment as he's got a huge lead. Could have had an out-of-shield punish there, but let off of the shield early.
At the very least so far, there's the one wing. At the very least so far, you can safely say you've acquired kill percent, but how do you get into kill range? How do you even get into Sephiroth's active range? Of course, the sword, the Masamune, quite longer than those two short sticks we call hammers here for our icy buddies. Let's see if they can try to grab these. Double rolls are going to get you punished. It's very predictable, and so is the F smash, but it still gets the job done. First stock off.
Yeah, he had to go for a swifter type punish right there because the Popo forward smash afterwards kept him a little safer than most people's forward smash, right? So he's able to just rip it 2 times, second one clip, got him. And now in here getting some good damage, just chasing down was up special over and over. I like it. All right,
Okay.
so a couple projectiles. Wait, that worked out. He didn't quite recognize that he got clipped and didn't grab the edge a little too late on the reattempt of Octoslash. And now we have even stocks as the dominance has shifted.
Yeah, using that blade dash there, it's obviously quicker, it snaps to ledge, it's more efficient, but it's also a shorter range. Unfortunately, he's not recognizing that you needed an extra bit of boost. Gonna be able to launch off Nana. There she goes, decapitates the wife of Popo, who now is a single as a Pringle and might be getting put on the rooftops. Gonna be using that Giga Flare once more. How do you dodge it this time? The Squall Hammer gets him safety, but the dash attack is not gonna be the same story.
How in the world did that Giga Flare not KO?
Close. I mean, he wasn't in the center of the explosion, but, you know, it's that jacket, man. He's already got layers on that cushion some of the blow.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I got you. Nice winter coat.
Yeah.
Eat the brunt of that force. I understand.
So if I'm not mistaken, going to be Prunes there with 2 stocks, did not really have much to fear for, and is kind of firmly at the reins. Has both hands at 10 and 2 on the steering wheel. Can just continue to drive the car. And I'm not going to lie to you here, Zip. I'm unsure. Looking at the matchups once again, who can have an easy case to take them out? Sephiroth, once they start to get going, is very frustrating to play against, even behind. And you know what really stinks? One wing takes into account how many stocks you have. So it's actually very much a genius play to start them off, because even if you get down to 1 stock, as long as they have 1 stock to play with, one wing's coming out at like 50% now, because your enemy has 3, you have 1. Very wise tactical positioning of the roster here so far from University.
Yeah. I'm with it. I like it. It's looking good to start it off. But what I like the most is that we saw a competitive round there. We saw, what player was that? The Destroyer. He did a very good job coming into that one. And actually, wait, hold on. Did they
I think it was Super Nerd Geo.
Super Nerd Geo. That is edited, brother, because it said the Destroyer first. But that was Super Nerd Geo going first. And now coming up next will be the Destroyer. But Super Nerd Geo did a very solid job right there.
Now, it's going to be the Destroyer once again. Hopefully we'll not see an SD, a self-destruct. I'll make sure the one you destroy is not yourself. Some reflection will be necessary after that last time. It went up against the Donkey Kong in the last go-around and had a bit of a rough go of it. Lucina up against the Sephiroth, there are some benefits and there are some deficits. The big benefit for you here is a 2-stock deficit there so far for our friend Prunes. What can Lucina do with it?
We're going to find out as we get it kicking off here. Got those orbs circling, 2 of them. No, that could have been where'd the combo go? I know he knows what to do with that. I've seen him do it already, and he's been very proficient with his Sephiroth, just allowing...
Oh, God.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, he's piecing stuff together right here. That Giga Flare is going to land into an up smash. Just attack on a little bit more. Run attack, still not going to be enough. He's coming very close to securing this KO, and that's going to be it right there. What? Doesn't get the sweet spot.
Yeah, unfortunate. These dash attacks are getting quite a lot of mileage so far from the Sephiroth. The fact that it just covers a lot of space, it's disjointed, it's much like Mewtwo's dash attack. It's also a pretty potent kill move as well. Catches the roll in. We're just getting too many defensive options coming after the Lucina. It does not feel like we're trying to set the tempo on our ground. You need to get inside the range of that long sword and start to go to work with your own blade.
Trying some tilts there to get something going. Finally lands one for the run attack, but the orb is going to punish. Up smashes here. Back air. Doesn't get the sweet spot again. And that should be a little bit more charge on that. That could have been the KO. The up air is juggle is just staying alive. There it is. There exactly we go. We have 2 stocks down swiftly. And
it's still possible.
It's definitely possible.
The Lucina can absolutely get the stock off. It's just that we need to see these F-tilts be used in your effective range. Oftentimes, Sephiroth, it feels like, is miles away. You do not have the Masamune. You're looking at the wrong character, friendo. Get inside the range, finds the F-tilt, but they're not pressing that stage control, which is going to be a big issue.
Kind of falling down into these up airs and these up smashes, giving free damage to my boy Sephiroth. Boom, that's another up smash. Delay that one. Okay, catches another. None of these are sweet spots, but they're still tacking on nice solid damage. Yep. Just a little quick auto combo.
The Gentleman's just going to be able to get the job done. The one wing comes out. That might be speeding up your own Doom Lucinas rather than trying to bring about the one of the Sephiroth. The down tilt gets the scoops up. And you know one up smash or up air is all they are looking for. A flare baits out the F-tilt. So far, nothing as the exchange comes through. One last dash attack finishes the job, and Rune stands tall.
Man, Rune baking it up. This is looking like the start we had from Donkey Kong. Not as proficient, because Donkey Kong led in with a 3 stock to start, lost the stock a little bit later on, and then finally was taken out by the very last player on the team. But he's still looking solid. He has 2 players down on his last stock, and like you said, One Wing's going to come out pretty quickly, so he's going to be able to put on a lot of pressure. If anything, sneak 1 stock. If everything, take another player down. We'll see what's happening.
I mean, if you're looking to face Prune properly, I've not seen a single grab from the Sephiroth. Play around your shield.
You're
not only
right.
Shadow Flare, and not only just eats up the F smashes and dash attacks that are so boundless from this player, but it provides you with guaranteed safety, and it forces a new option into that rock, paper, scissors triangle. We've not gotten to really see that so far, so I'm really hoping that the Mithra and Pyra can play a bit more around that shield. Raven's going to have to write up a brand new chapter to turn the story around for Bremen.
Quick sidetrack while we're getting these stocks whittled down. I remembered something else from our last cast. Our last cast, I saw you and I said, brother, you look like my brother-in-law. And then at the end of the broadcast, I took a picture of you and you said, what are you doing? And I was like, taking a picture to show my wife. And you were like, what are you doing? You're not even going to ask me? You remember that?
I do. I just remember that, bro. Does he still look exactly like me? Is that still the case?
Yes, for sure. For
Huge.
sure.
Massive lore right now. But right now, the story we're seeing here on screen, it's same as before. It's getting some decent damage off, but I still feel like Rune is setting the pace. The way that they're forcing these evasive options out of Raven, but so far, so good. Gets that blazing end off and could be trouble, especially with the Octo Slash right back to stage. A down smash is your fate. And finally, Raven gets 1 player off the board from University.
Very, very swift with the KO. Pyramithra racking up that damage really, really quick with the first form and then going straight into that Fire Blade and laying it where it lands. So there we go. That's got to be a breath of fresh air for your team. You got to feel good. A little bit of weight off your shoulders. You still got a long way to come back, but that means a lot to finally get that Sephiroth off the board. Now,
the Ember of Revolt.
Coming up, the scary part is, okay, you know what? I know, so I won't say it, but what if that Donkey Kong comes back up in the building?
Ooh, spooky stuff, but no, it's going to be a different animal in the kingdom. It's the frog, the ninja frog, in fact, sneaks out from the shadows. It's Snake, which is a bit deceptive. Wrong reptile. Actually, not even a reptile at all. It's an amphibian. What are they teaching these kids in zoology?
Oh my goodness. This character right here, man, as a player, I hear he's not that high on the tier list, but as a player, I cannot fight him. I mean, this is auto L. If I queue up rank, it's an auto L. I'm gonna lose points, and I'm gonna have to get my elo back afterwards.
Well, that's because the casual Greninja community is quite a shallow puddle that they splash around in. Oftentimes, it's these Greninjas that actually quite understand their character. And Snake, just from that drag down up there, this is a ball knower right here. Good substitute, sends that Mithra upwards. These photon edges are starting to prove to be a bit of an issue, so you have to find a way around it.
Oh, tried to go for an off-stage chase, but a little overzealous, and now getting edge guarded. When we play there, tried to go for an up tilt, but not going to go through the platform on that back end. And now up in the air with the big juggle at 126%. Anything off that stage would have been the KO, but able to make it back.
At this point, if you know they're going to keep recovering with that Photon Edge, you might as well just jump off with a substitute counter. It forces out so many hitboxes that you're easily going to be able to find it, but nonetheless, stock gained is a stock gained, and only 69% here so far for the Frog. Pyra's coming out, but it might be a bit too early. I don't think we're at kill percentage unless we find a big punish with an F smash.
I mean, to be honest, you don't have to fully be at kill percentage with this character to play Pyra. I think she has very good edge guarding tools, and I mean, her neutral's going to lack a little bit more, but I think once you're here, you just tack on that extra like 20-30%. Now we're at kill percentage, right? So it's not a bad look. You ate a good bit of damage on the way there, but you got tilt, and then one more good hit should be it. Tried to go for the up special and fall down on the recovery, but hit the platform, unfortunately.
And when you're on the platform, that's where Greninja gets so much leverage. It's really scary to be up against this Frog and up above this Frog as well. Blazing End does not find the mark. The F-tilt is a similar story. Might need to start to look for just a tilt attack to find it at ledge. And you can see they're going for it, but unfortunately now here comes the tech chase. Gets the read off the drag down as well, but an improper punish costs Snake big.
Yes, that was very unfortunate. And now we're going to get a nice run attack, dash attack, if you will. Trying to find a big hit. You see, hold on, Snake's calmed down a little bit. He's not really being too antsy with his attacks. He's just trying to find a bigger hit. But there's the big hit coming in from Raven. It's going to be a side tilt. And now going back to the Mithra. We're going to see what's going on here with the damage rack up and see if we can take the lead here in this match.
These Shadow Sneaks are going to be really annoying to deal with because, again, our players here from Bremen are not grabbing. So Shadow Sneak can easily dodge the attack that you throw out. Whatever hitbox is out there, I'm going to dodge it and hit you right back. So far, working out pretty well. Good fair. Tries to close the distance, but again, instead of approaching with that back air off stage, why not just go for the counter?
Definitely. Yeah, and the mind games, like you said, the mind game of the grab and just the punish, using it as a punish. Like, it's a huge tool. And to see that nobody's utilizing it is
nice.
Is wild, but utilizing that offstage chase, finally landing it, has went for that maybe 6-7 times, and finally able to catch that back air and close out the stock.
No way you just did 6-7 on a stream. I am having PTSD to...
Oh, no!
Nonetheless.
Dude, I'm an old man. I don't think of it like that when I say it.
You are a terrible person. I cannot believe you. Guys, cancel the stream, or maybe just cancel this match right now because Snake's looking to pack it up on the last stock situation. 57 stacked up with no contestation. Mithra trying to approach from above, but that is not going to be where her specialty lies, especially when there are so many options from the Greninja to keep you in the sky.
You got me rattled, man. I feel terrible.
I feel rattled. How do you think I feel, man? I'm a school teacher. I hear that all the time. Unfortunately, Mithra feeling terrible as well. Decides to take a dive off the stage rather than let the Greninja claim it for themselves. Snake making a good showing there on their debut for the stage.
That's it. That's it. And so we're getting into our last player on the side of Bremen. Sorry about that. Bremen coming in with their final player to try to bring this back for the squad. And that is going to be Wagons once again. Coming in with, I'm assuming he's going to stick with the Sonic. He did very well with Sonic last time, but he has 3 full players to take out. There's one missing stock here on the Greninja, but man, I don't know, man. It's going to be rough stuff.
Dude, one of those players is cheesy. Like, I do not see this being an easy battle, but it's one you've got to try to take nonetheless. No option, no way but forward, no excuses. We'll see if the Sonic can make it happen. It's going to be 2 speedy companions here up against themselves in the first fight.
Yeah, this is going to be upwards of Dragon Ball Z fighting. These characters are going to be zipping and zomping all over the screen as he goes down to his final stock. Lines it up here. I thought he had 2, I'm sorry, but he has 1 final stock as we're going to get into this bad boy. And first touch goes to Snake.
I'm liking these dash attacks. It's what leads to so many of his combos. Dash attack and a fair, you're oftentimes seeing be one of the bread and butters. And that's what Greninja's going to keep looking for. You can also go for down throw, which, again, we're not seeing, honestly, from either side at this point. Grab. That Z trigger has been completely forgotten. They don't even have it on their controllers. They ripped it out when they first started playing. And that might cost either of these players big, but the Greninja's going to be hurting for it more.
Yeah. All right. Coming back on stage. It's pretty even so far as we get this one rolling. Well, even percentage-wise, but all Wagons needs is just that one good sequence. He can KO this very light Greninja quickly, but very good patience there as we're seeing Snake start to kind of wait things out and find moments. Very good punish there on Wagons trying to make it back to the stage. Lot tried for the parry, doesn't get it.
I'd argue in these instances when you are only on your last stock and you're playing from that place of caution, you don't want to give up stage control so easily, but on the other hand, it's funny. So Snake, keep at it, buddy. You're doing great. Tries to go for the back here on the landing. Doesn't quite find it. These spin dashes are really keeping out of Greninja's effective range. It's going to have to be a call out from these spin dashes, or maybe just a bit more caution with that shield to keep Snake safe. But these F smashes, tries to look for the landing back air, instead gets hit by the fair from the frog.
He almost had that forward smash. That was really, really close, trying to catch him grabbing that ledge. All right, nice dash attack there. Let's see what his play is. Edge guard is good. Oh, he had it. I really believed in that. He's going to be a play here. Put the spring down. Nope, nothing doing. He's going to try. It's the first grab attempt. We saw him try for the grab, but that got him a huge punish.
unfortunately goes for an F smash right after. And again, Shadow Sneak is such a great reactionary move when you know they're not going to try to go for anything that's too risky. I don't think we're seeing enough callouts here. We're just kind of reacting to what's right in front of us. What's in front of me is your fist, if you're like a ninja. It gets sent right out the blast zone. And only having lost one, we do still have Wagon on the field, but they've taken some hits to the wheels.
Oh, yeah, 1,000%. He's going to have to keep on rolling up this hill and try to take this one away, because this is a long uphill battle, as he's going to have to go up against Turkey Dinner next. Turkey Dinner, this is the only player that we did not see play throughout this whole set. So this is going to be our first showing for Turkey Dinner on the side of University High. And I don't know what to expect, right? Like, we've seen nothing but good players on their side. But why have you been hiding this player? Is this going to be the trump card?
I do believe it is the Ganondorf, if I'm not mistaken. So
you're right. It is.
See a little. Wait a second, but no longer. It's a different super heavyweight. They're going with the King K rule, which again just shows that University HS has got a deep bag, but it's all full of the beefy boys.
This character right here is a knowledge check. If you do not know this matchup, you will get terrorized and you will get tortured. I mean, the crown game into the vacuum, into the cannonball, into the loop sequences, into the armor. It's very hard to deal with King K rule if you do not know exactly what's going on.
I'm just looking for a counter. Honestly, counter is going to be so effective. These spin dash approaches is what we see primarily coming out here from Wagon, and that all gets put on its head if you get a counter off. But unfortunately, realizing that a little bit too late, they've eaten already 97% without an answer. I need to see a bit more careful play. Less hasty counters, more calculated counters.
I'm with you on that. But
nice.
One good saving grace, that's a very good counter right there, but one good saving grace for him is that King K Rool has one of the best recoveries in the game, and he also takes forever to KO. So I'm calling this stock won't go. It's a good back throw. One of the most powerful back throws in the game also. But I'm calling this stock won't be taken until he's at about like 170, 180.
Homing attack luckily misses the mark. You did not want it to go right into that big bad belly. The up smash gets the catch going high, leaves you dry. It's first stock going over to the K Rool.
Yeah, see, like, he went for the vacuum there, but immediately lets go, and he catches you for trying to punish him for overextending. That's kind of just what this character does. And then you try to make approaches so he doesn't get his game plan started. He parries you. Or he armors through with a forward smash, up smash. It's just really, really difficult. Tries to go for the falling back air. Very good attempt. Now that's the kind of the plays you have to make to KO this character. Look at this, a side tilt at 165. He still wasn't KO'd. All right, gonna make it back to the stage. Back air does do the job. We finally have the first stock gone for Turkey Dinner.
Finally is the operative word, man. It just took way too long, and this K Rool still working with a head full of steam and a belly full of damage to dish right back at you. Up air string does even the percents, but if you're at even percentages with the Croc, you're actually more likely to drop, because Sonic is certainly a lot lighter.
Oh yeah, he's way lighter. We saw earlier at 50%, he almost got KO'd by a back throw. I think it does KO right on edge stage. It'll KO at about 80 if he lands a good back throw on Sonic. But well, depending on the stage, and this stage is 1 if I'm not mistaken. But trying to make his way back on. These edge guards are really good, but it just takes so much to finally get the stock for the combo. It's good off the dash attack into the back air. Beautiful stuff. As he's trying to keep himself alive here with his final stock at 47%. He's looking pretty solid.
The longer Wagon's played, the longer Wagon has decided shame does not exist. I have to play like a pro player, and is playing with this rush down, campy method. Go in, go out, go in, go out. It's very frustrating to deal with, but it's very effective, and it's why so many pro players have adopted this character and why so many pro players have hated this character.
1,000%. But at 99%, gonna have a rough go at it here to try to bring this one back. Didn't decide to go off stage and try to secure with a back air like he's been doing. Like you said, he slowed it down. Nice little combo right there, going up high with the recovery. Safe way to get back on the stage for King K Rool. He is now fishing with big attacks though, and the parry, the counter will do the job. And we see University High School gonna take that thing away 2-0.
I gotta say the counter. The moment I see those spin dashes charging up from all the way across the stage, you got to know the belly counter is coming for you. That K. Rool said, "I guess I still have room left in here, buddy. Hop on in." And Sonic sadly obliged. There was really good moments there from Wagon. That ledge pressure, the edge trapping, was par none one of the best moments we've seen here so far from Bremen. Unfortunately, it's a bit too little, a bit too late. You gave up that stage control by going off to try to find a cheeky back air. Instead, you found your own doom.
Yep. He was putting on. He was doing his thing, and I think that every time he came out, well, both times that he came out, he did what he was supposed to do as an anchor. Unfortunately, he just wasn't set up properly to try to close the game. I mean, as an anchor, he was perfect, but his team just needed to take a couple more stocks for him, just kind of set him up a little bit cleaner. And they probably could have got themselves one. That does put Bremen at 1-2 for the season as University High moves on for 3-0 for the season.
Yeah.
And there's only time to just get better. Bremen, you guys put in a little bit more practice, and you guys know that you've got somebody you can rely on that back end. Just set them up with better opportunities, and you guys can fix this record a little bit.
I'd say, yeah, if you look at the VOD review, make sure you study the tapes, do your homework just like in high school. Also make sure you do your homework for your esports team as well. It takes review. And what I'd say the big thing for us to review is, are we relying too heavily on crutch options? Are we relying too heavily on our specials? Are we not implementing grabs into our gameplay? How are we approaching? Is it always from the 45 degree? These are all things to consider, because patterns become habits, become bad habits, become weaknesses. And those were very handily exploited by the members of University High School. Nonetheless, they can certainly feel proud of their performance, and I think as well Bremen should feel proud to stand up tall up against such a formidable opponent. 3-0, like you said, sure. Undefeated, and they will continue as such. Unfortunately, we can no longer continue, because that is all the gaming we got for you here today on Indiana Esports Network. Some Smash action for your face. I've been D'Lo, joined here in the booth by Zipmaster Flex. We, of course, want to make sure we thank our amazing sponsors at Zotac Gaming for all they do. Please make sure to drop some thanks for their socials on hashtag Zotac Gaming, I believe, as well. Hold on. Pull it up. What do we got, Zip?
What is that?
The ad reads. I forgot the ad reads. We got to make sure we thank our lovely sponsors.
You're good. Y'all got to remember, like he said, go ahead and pull up and make those posts. But powered by Zotac for a hashtag, or Zotac USA. Remember that, guys. And then you already know the guys that have been putting on for you guys the broadcast we're on right now. You see it at the bottom. Landfest is out here. They do 300 broadcasts to scholastic leagues in Washington and Indiana. We provide these broadcasts free of charge to the leagues, schools, and teams we cover. Your generous donations make this possible. Every $200 raised covers an operation cost for one regular season broadcast. If you appreciate our work, scan the QR code on your screen and donate today. So today, this broadcast you watch costs $200. So everything that you put on the table, if you want to throw 50, you're helping with a broadcast. And this is something that these kids need. So go ahead and help out these students and help out Landfest. Keep bringing these to the folks.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always great, no matter what the game is. It could be Valorant, it could be Smash, it could be Tetrio, which we got to see a couple days ago. But these kids deserve a platform to be able to show their stuff and also kind of find out the competition that awaits them, right? You want to make sure that you're not just left in your own little isolated corner of the esports pool. There's a whole wide world, an ocean, in fact, that they deserve to be able to take a look at. So please make sure if you have anything that you like from us, feel free to open your heart, open maybe even your wallet, your pocketbook, and toss us some chips. But that being said, speaking of that wider pool, if you want to play esports in college, thinking about that wide old future, now you can search hundreds of collegiate esport programs at portal.leagueos.gg. Scholarships exist for players, shoutcasters, hey, that's us, and more. So list all your talents. Verified college coaches are searching LOS Portal right now to find you. Yes, you! IEN students, please make sure to sign in to manage your prospect profile where your stats automatically will update. LOS Portal is also free. Free! The best price of all. So don't miss your chance to get discovered. Visit portal.leagueos.gg and level up your future.
That's right. I love it! And with that being said, guys, now I have been Zipmaster Flex. That has been D'Lo! And those are our sponsors down at the bottom. You guys, we'll catch you next time.
I teach English to international students. Oh!